Hello everyone, this is Al RedSoxFan coming to you from Al RedSoxFan YouTube channel. Hope all is well. And we're going to continue with our Pro Strategy Football 2021-1977 replay. And this is a PC versus PC featured game, Week 11. This is a battle for first place in the NFC Central Black and Blue Division. The Chicago Bears 7-3, first place, travel to the Pontiac Silverdome to take on the surprising 6-4 Detroit Lions. Chicago, coached by Jack Pardee. The Lions, Tommy Hudspeth. Let's get a line for this game. One of the wonderful features for Pro Strategy Football 2021. We'll analyze the game. Let's run a sim 1,000 times. And Chicago on the road is a 2-point favorite, winning approximately 55% of the time, while Detroit winning 44% of the time. So it is a 2-point spread. Will it go that way? We shall see. Let's go to the visiting Chicago Bears. On offense, very good run blocking. It's a 9. They have Walter Payton, Sweetness himself. Pass blocking is an 8. Red zone offense is a 6. Team discipline, not so good, a 4. Rating system 1 through 9, 1 being the worst, 9 being the best. Ball security average at a 5. 2-minute offense, very good at an 8. And on the road, they are a 6. Defense, run defense, pass defense, and pass rush, all 7s, all above average to really good. Red zone defense is an 8. That is outstanding. You might get down there, but it's going to be tough to punch it in the end zone. Causing fumbles or turnovers at a 5. Defensive stamina and controlling or preventing the big play are 6s. For the Detroit Lions, run blocking is a 6, pass blocking is 7. Red zone offense is a 4, so they have difficulty scoring. Team discipline's a 5, ball security is a 5, 2-minute offense is a 5. At home, they are a 7 when it comes to winning. Run defense is a 7, pass defense and pass rush, they'll get after that quarterback, both 8s. Red zone defense a 5, causing fumbles is a 5, defensive stamina and controlling or preventing the big play by the opponent, both 7s. Lions coaching style, they favor the run, typical risk-taking. They'll run the fullback and halfback equally, and when passing, they mostly favor a tight end and 2 wide receivers set. On defense, they like to play a 4-3. They'll bounce between man and zone coverage, and they will blitz on some occasions. For the Chicago Bears, they like to favor the run, and they're going to use Walter Payton a ton. They'll take your typical risks, and they like to use a 2 wide receiver set when it comes to passing. The Bears like a 4-3 on defense, and again, just like the Lions, they'll bounce between man and zone and will blitz on some occasions. Offensive line for the Bears, Albrecht, Jackson, Peffer, Sori, Lick, and Sevi. For the Detroit Lions, Yarbrough, Bollinger, Morris, Bowden, Hartwig, and Anderson. The offense for Detroit, UMass graduate starting quarterback Greg Landry. And then you have the running backs, Horace King and Rick Kane. Wideouts, Ray Jarvis, J.D. Hill, and David Hill, the tight end. Also participating in the offense, we'll see Luther Blue, Leonard Thompson, and Charlie Sanders. For the Bears, Bob Avellini's the quarterback. Walter Payton is one running back. Roland Harper is the other. James Scott and Brian Bashnagel are the wideouts. Greg Latta is the tight end. Also participating in the offense, you'll see Steve Schubert. Yeah, Bo Rather, Steve Schubert, and Chuck Bradley. Bears defensive line, it's quite a good one. Harstein, Osborne, Rydalk, Newsom, and Myers are their defensive linemen. Linebackers and defensive backs. The linebackers, Doug Buffon, Tom Hicks, Don Rivers, Wyman Bryant. Defensive backs, Alan Ellis, Doug Plank, Gary Fensick, and Virgil Livers. Nickelback, Craig Clemens. Dimeback, Terry Schmidt. For the Lions, linebackers, Paul Namath, Ed O'Neill, Jim Lasovic, Charlie Weaver. Defensive backs, James Hunter, Dick Geron, Charlie West, and Lem Barney. Nickelback, Walt Williams. Dimeback, Reggie Pinckney. Place kicker is Steve Mickemeyer for the Lions. The punter is Wilbur Summers. For the Bears, Bob Thomas does the place kicking, and Bob Parsons is the punter. So there you have it. Bears 2-point favorites on the road at the Pontiac Silverdome. First place on the line, 7-3 Bears versus the 6-4 Lions in our 1977 Pro Strategy Football 2021 replay. Featured PC versus PC game. As they say in Pro Strategy Football, let's do this. Oh, hold on. We did something wrong here. Oh, there we go. There we go. Computer versus computer. Now let's do this, and let's watch live. So the Lions won the toss. They elect to receive. Thomas to kick off. Week 11 battle for first is on its way. Thomas strikes the ball. Lions setting up for the kick return. From the 2 comes Kane, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Brought down before the 30. They'll spot it at the 28. Landry under center. 4 wide out set for the Lions, trying to stretch out this very good Bears defense. Thompson and Jarvis to the top. Blue and Hill to the bottom. King is the lone running back. 4-3 zone coverage for the Bears. Landry to throw. Incomplete.
Second down. Injury.
That looked like a medium crossing route to Blue. Injury. And it's going to be Horace King is limping off the field. Looks like he has an issue with his hamstring. Bussey will come in at halfback. So Bussey's in at halfback. Hill's in at tight end. Blue's in the slot. Jarvis and Hill out wide. 4-3 man coverage for the Bears on 2nd and 10. Landry gives it to Bussey. Bussey goes busting through for 8 yards. Doug Buffon on the tackle. 3rd and 2 from the Detroit 36. Now it's Kane and Bussey in the backfield. 2 wide receiver, 1 tight end set. 4-3 man coverage for the Bears, trying to deny the first down. Landry barks out the signals. And Bussey's close. Did he get it? Yes. But a penalty. A yellow hanky litters the field. I believe this will be on the Lions. Illegal procedure on Detroit. The Bears accept, nullifying the first down. It will be 3rd and 7 from the Lion 31. Lions come to the line of scrimmage. I formation. Kane the upback. Bussey behind him. Landry takes the snap against zone coverage. Landry throws incomplete.
Fourth down.
Was looking for the tight end Hill. Very good coverage by Doug Buffone. Summers will punt for the Lions from his 15. Bears hoping for a big return here. From about the 30 comes Schubert, and not much farther at all. 39-yard punt, 1-yard return. Excellent coverage by the Lions. The ball will be spotted at the Chicago 31. So the Bears and Bob Avellini take the field. Avellini runs the offense. Latta is at tight end. Bashnagel and Scott out wide. Walter Payton Sweetness is one back. Harper's the other. It is a split backfield. And it looks like it is a 4-3 zone coverage for the Lions. Avellini to throw. A quick hitter to Scott. Scott zigs and zags, and he is close to midfield. It's a pickup of 16. Namath on the tackle. A quick slant to Scott. He evaded a few tackles as the Bears encroach upon Lion territory. 1st and 10 for Chicago at their 47. Again, split backfield of Harper and Payton. 4-3 man coverage for the Lions. Avellini to throw again. Has time. Down the sideline deep. Incomplete.
Second down.
Looking for Brian Bashnagel as Avellini and the Bears looking to soften up this Lion defense. 2nd and 10 from the 47. Harper and Payton are the backs. Shifted more to the left. Man coverage, 4 down linemen for the Lions. Avellini to Harper. Harper bounces to the outside, and he's got the first down.
First down.
It was a trap play. The Lions plugged it up, but Harper kept his feet, bounced to the outside, and picked up 11. O'Neal on the tackle. 1st and 10 for the Bears at the Lion 42. Harper and Payton are your backs. Shifted more to the right. Payton hasn't touched the ball yet. Zone coverage, 4 down linemen for the Detroit Lions. Avellini. Payton to the left. Payton has a little running room. He's got the first down. Oh, what a cut by Sweetness. He cut back to the middle and accelerated. It is an 11-yard pickup for Walter Payton. 1st and 10 for Chicago on the Detroit 31. Staggered backfield now with Harper and Payton shifted to the right. 4-3 zone coverage for the Lions. Avellini under center. Avellini throws a quick hitter to Scott. And once again, that short slant does its job. It picks up 6. Scott, a very elusive, fast runner when he gets the ball. 2nd and 4 for the Bears at the Lion 25. I formation. Payton goes off the field. Harper's the up back. Musso behind him. 4-3, 2 deep zone for the Lions. Avellini gives it to Musso, and Musso's got the first down. Excellent blocking by the Bears' offensive line and the lead block, Harper. Musso picks up 4. Joining us here at the Pontiac Silverdome in Michigan, Fan-O-Matic. Hope all is well. Happy Sunday. Again, I formation for the Bears on 1st and 10. Harper the up back. Payton back in the game. 2 deep zone, 4-3 for the Lions. Avellini gives it to Payton. Payton to his right. He fumbles. And the Bears come away with it. They win the battle at the bottom of the pile. Horace King will be available for the Lions on offense. That's the word from the sideline. So 2nd and 7. Bears dodged a bullet there from the Detroit 11. Scott and Bashnagel out wide. Latta's the tight end. Harper and Payton are your backs. Avellini under center. It's man coverage, and it looks like Duran will be helping out with Scott. As you see number 26 shifted to the top of the screen. And dead ball foul. No play. That's going to be on the Bears. as they moved back up the bus. It's 2nd and 12 from the Detroit 23. Bears go split backfield now. 4-3 man coverage for the Lions. Avellini to throw. Avellini, a lot of time in that pocket. Throws. Complete the Scott. Touchdown! 23 yards. Avellini to Scott. Scott made a nice move towards the sideline, and Avellini put the ball between the defenders. Lions were looking run, and by the time they got back in pass coverage, it was too late. Scott takes the Nestea plunge. Here's the replay in actual speed, which gives the Bears a 6-0 lead. Avellini to Scott. Scott with 3 big receptions on this opening drive for the Bears. 6-0 Chicago. We await the Thomas extra point. Phipps to hold. It's good. 7-0 Chicago. So the Bears march right through the Lions defense in this very important Week 11 battle in the black and blue division for supremacy in the NFC Central. Chicago 7-3. The surprising Lions 6-4. Thomas to kick off. Lions hoping for a big return here. Second time they'll have the ball on offense. From the 5 comes Kane to the 20, 25, zigzags a bit, and they'll spot it at the 28. Greg Landry in the Lions offense, 1st and 10. King and Kane, your split backs. Hill and Jarvis, your wideouts, and Hill at tight end. Man coverage 4-3 for the Bears. Landry to throw. Under duress, he scrambles, and he will be... Oh, he is sacked!
2nd down.
He evaded the pass rush twice, spinning away from would-be tacklers, but the 3rd man got him. Rydalk on the sack. Flag on the field. Holding, defensive holding on the Bears nullifies the sack. It'll give Detroit a 1st down at their 33. So that's why Greg Landry had no one to throw to. Defensive holding. 4 wide out set now. Blue and Hill to the top. Jarvis and Thompson to the bottom for the Lions. King the lone setback. 4-3, 2 deep zone for the Chicago Bears. Landry assesses the situation. Landry to throw. Has a lot of time. Deep middle. Incomplete.
2nd down.
He was looking to hook up with Thompson. Bryant of the Bears on the coverage. 2nd and 10 for the Lions at their 33. King and Kane are the backs. It's a split backfield. Man coverage 3-4 for the Bears. It's a give to Kane.
3rd down.
Counter right, picks up 2. Hartenstein on the tackle. 3rd and 8. 8:47 left in the first quarter. 7-0 Chicago. Blues in the slot. Bussey is the lone setback. Hill's the tight end. Jarvis and Hill are out wide. This is zone coverage. 4 down linemen for the Bears on 3rd and 8. Landry looking for a seam. He throws. Complete the Blue, and he's near midfield.
1st down.
15 yards. Landry to Blue. Hicks on the tackle. The Lions move the chains. 1st and 10 at midfield for Detroit. King and Kane, the split backs. 4-3 man coverage for the Bears. Landry, it's a sweep to Kane, and he'll be brought down in the backfield. Sweep left went nowhere. It will be a loss of 1. Bryant on the tackle for the Bears. 2nd and 11 from the Detroit 49. King and Kane, the split backs. They're doubling number 86, Hill, to the top of the screen. You see Livers and Plank to that side. Landry takes a snap. Throws underneath to Jarvis. They'll pick up 3. Rives quickly hit him and brought him down. 3rd and 8 from the Chicago 48. 6:53 and counting in the first quarter. King and Kane, the split backs. Jarvis, Hill, and Hill are your receivers. 3-4, 2 deep zone for the Bears on 3rd and 8. Landry to throw. He has time. Middle. Incomplete.
Fourth down.
Pass intended for Hill. Batted away by Hicks. 4th and 8. That will bring out the Lions punt team. And it will be Summers to punt from about his 36. Summers gets the punt off. Bears set for the return. There will be no return as it bounces out. Excellent punt by Summers. 45 yards and out of bounds. Chicago takes over 1st and 10 at their 3. It's an I formation for the Bears. They have a 7-0 lead. Scott and Bashnagel out wide. Lotta's the tight end. Avellini, I'd like to buy a vowel, please, under center. Harper, the up back, Payton behind him. 4-3 man coverage for the Bears. Bears looking for a big play here on defense to turn the tide of battle. The Lions looking for a big play on defense to turn the tide of battle. 7-0 Bears. Avellini play action, middle, incomplete. Pass was intended for Lotta. Well defended by West. 2nd and 10 from the Chicago 3. Split backfield of Harper and Payton. Zone coverage, 4 down linemen for the Detroit Lions. Avellini gives it to Payton. Payton to his right. Picks up 1 yard as he is swarmed under by a very aggressive front 7 of the Lions. 3rd and 9, 5:58 and counting in the first quarter. 7-0 Bears. Again the split backfield for Chicago of Harper and Payton. 2 deep zone, 3-4 for the Lions on defense. Avellini to throw from his end zone. Complete to Lotta, and he's got the first down. They needed 9. Avellini threw a medium out to his tight end, Lotta. And that was a lot of yards. 1st and 10 for Chicago at their 14, trying to get away from the shadow of their own end zone. Musso and Harper are your split backs now for the Bears. Man coverage, 4 down linemen for Detroit. Avellini pitches to Musso. Musso gains the corner.
2nd down.
Picks up 4. Weaver on the tackle. I formation now. Musso goes off the field. Payton back in. Harper's the up back. Payton behind him. The man they call Sweetness. 4-3 man coverage for the Detroit Lions. Avellini gives it to Payton. Payton to the right.
3rd down.
No gain. They stop Walter at the line of scrimmage. Flag on the field. Defensive holding on Detroit. Chicago accepts. It'll be 1st and 10 at the Bear 23. Avellini and the offense to the line of scrimmage. 4-3, 2 deep zone for the Lions. Avellini sweep with Harper. The fullback turns the corner. It's a big run and a first down. 12 yards for Harper. Finally corralled by West. Excellent blocking on that sweep. First and 10 for Chicago at their 35. The Bears lead 7-0. First quarter, 3:59 to play. Harper and Payton are your backs. Zone coverage for the Lions, 4 down linemen. Avellini to throw. Avellini to the middle. And deep. Incomplete.
2nd down.
Looking for Brian Bashnagel. It's going to be 2nd and 10. Weaver was in coverage for the Lions. Harper goes off the field. Schubert, number 85, on the field. He's in the slot. Payton the lone setback. 4-3 man coverage for the Lions on 2nd and 10. Avellini throws short middle. Intercepted by O'Neal. But a flag is on the field. Will this nullify the interception by Ed O'Neal? Defensive holding on the Lions. The interception will not count. The Bears will have it 1st and 10 at their 40. Clinton Parks and Jimmy Green Legion have joined us here at the Pontiac Silverdome. Hope all is well. So the interception is nullified due to the penalty as the Lions continue to shoot themselves in the foot. Avellini assesses the situation under center. It's a 3-4, two-deep zone. Avellini to Peyton. Peyton to the right. It's a big run down the middle. And brought down by the last man standing, Dick Gerard. 17 yards for Peyton. But did the Bears move? No. Offsides Detroit. Chicago declines. 17 yards for the man they call Sweetness, Walter Payton. 1st and 10 for the Bears at the Lion 43. 3:18 left in the first quarter. 7-0 Chicago in a battle for NFC Central supremacy. The Bears are in first place at 7-3. The Lions in second at 6-4. 4 wide out set for the Bears. Scott and Rivers to the top. Schubert and Bashnagel to the bottom. Peyton the lone setback. No safety help. Everyone up on the line of scrimmage. This is a dangerous defense for the Lions. They believe Peyton's going to get the ball. Avellini to throw. Sideline. Schubert. Actually, it was a medium hitch. Avellini even had me fooled. He did a great job looking off the defenders. They were keying Peyton on the run. It is a pickup of 11. Gerard on the tackle for Detroit. 1st and 10 for Chicago at the Lion 32. Harper and Peyton are your split backs now. Man coverage 4-3 for the Lions. Avellini sweep to Peyton to the right. He gains a corner. He's close to the first down. 9 yards for Walter Payton. 2nd and 1. Weaver on the tackle. Musso and Harper are the split backs now. Man coverage for the Lions. 4 down linemen. Lions need to roar here on defense. Avellini. Musso sweep. Did he get there? No, he did not. The Lions strung it out. They didn't let Musso turn the corner. It's 3rd and 1. And with that, Musso goes off the field. Peyton, his breather's done. He's back on the field. Harper and Peyton are your split backs. Bashnagel and Scott, your wideouts. Latta's the tight end. Everyone up in the box for the Lions. Avellini takes the snap. And Avellini plunges forward. And he got the yard they needed. 1st and 10 for the Bears at the Lion 22. Under a minute to play in the first quarter. Harper and Peyton, staggered backfield. Bears looking to expand that 7-0 lead. Avellini, it's a blitz. Avellini avoids it, throws. Touchdown to Scott! Avellini to Scott for the second score. The second time Avellini and Scott have hooked up, and it came from 22 yards out. Scott takes his second Nestea plunge. The Bears are up 13-0. They were 2-point favorites, and right now they are definitely covering the spread. Here's the replay in actual speed. Avellini avoids the rush, throws a beautiful pass to the sideline,
Touchdown.
and once again, Scott beats his defender. 13-0 Bears. It was an all-out blitz by the Lions. They picked up most of it, and then Avellini had to avoid the one man who got through, and he did. Phipps to hold. Thomas for the extra point. It's good.
It's good.
14-0 Bears. Joining us here at the Pontiac Silverdome in Michigan, our good friend Todd. Wardrobe Plays World War II. Please check out that excellent military strategy channel. As Jimmy says, just stop by to say hi. Have some errands to run. Thank you very much. You take care, Jimmy. Drive safely. Dave Gardner, Uncle Dave Gardner's joined us, and so has the original Grognard, the OG, our good friend Devin. Check out both those fabulous YouTube channels. And also Digital to Dice. One of the best podcasts when it comes to simming games or talking about game simming in the sports genre. Digital to Dice with Dave Gardner and Ron Juckett. You can find it on Spreaker or wherever fine podcasts are listened to. So check it out, join Spreaker, and follow Digital to Dice. And also subscribe to the original Grognard, Dave Gardner, Wardrobe Plays World War II. and many other fine content creators in our community. 14-0 Chicago. We also like to say hello to Clinton Parks and Fanomatic. Thomas to kick off again. 38 seconds left in the first quarter. A first quarter of dominance by the Bears. And I believe that's Eddie Payton, brother of Walter, taking a knee in the end zone for the Lions. So the Lions have it 1st and 10 at their 20. Greg Landry, the UMass grad at quarterback, Blue in the slot, Jarvis and Hill out wide, and number 81 Hill at tight end. King is the lone setback, 4-3, 2-deep zone for the Bears. Landry gives it to King, and Horace King is smothered under in the backfield. That will be a yard loss. Rydalk will be credited with the tackle. Will they get one more playoff? It's King and Kane in the backfield now. Blue goes off the field. Landry to throw. To the out. Over the head of Hill. That will end the first quarter of football. A quarter the Lions would love to forget. They trail by 14. 3rd and 11 for Detroit as we switch sides. From their 19, Kane and Bussey are the split backs. 4-3, 2-deep zone for the Bears. 3rd down, Landry hits Hill on a short slant. They pick up 6. Clemens on the tackle. That will leave 4th and 5. And out comes the punt team and Summers for the Lions. Summers gets the punt off. Bears were coming hard for it. And here's Schubert, 40, 45, and brought down. 40-yard punt by Summers, 12-yard return by Schubert. The ball is spotted at the Bear 47, so excellent field position for Avellini and the offense. Dave Gardner, Al, do you play any cards and dice football games? Yes, Fran Tarkenton football. I've played that on the channel. It just takes a long time. I've made teams for that game because it's an old game. I play that. I also have what's it called? Grid Zone, a simulation of football, not exactly football. I've played that, not on the channel though. But yes, if I could find a good card, and there's a lot of good card and dice football games. I just don't have the space to do it properly online, and I'm working on my football game, which I've changed several thousand times, but that's just for my own enjoyment of trying to make a game. And but I can make Tarkenton teams pretty quickly, and if I can, I might get back to that. But I'm just really enjoying Pro Strategy Football now, making college teams and helping out with some beta testing. So it's a lot of fun. Here we go. Peyton and Harper are your split backs. Bashnagel and Scott your wideouts. Lott is the tight end. Avellini under center. 4-3, 2-deep zone for the Lions. They need a stop here. They have to keep the Bears off the board. Chicago leads 14-0. Avellini to throw. Incomplete.
2nd down.
He was looking for Scott on a short hook. Weaver on the coverage. 2nd and 10 for the Bears from their 47. Harper goes off the field. Schubert, number 85, is the slot receiver. 4-3 man coverage for the Lions. Avellini goes to Peyton. Peyton goes to the left, and it's a yard loss. Sweetness is wrapped up and brought down by Mitchell. 3rd and 11 for the Lions. Avellini in shotgun, Peyton next to him. Peyton very dangerous as a receiver out of the backfield. Bashnagel and Schubert to the top of the screen. Scott to the bottom. Latta's the tight end. This is very dangerous for the Lions. No safety help. Mano for the Lions defense. 3-4. Shotgun snap to Avellini. Avellini has time to the middle. Complete to Latta. And the tight end races forward for some extra yards. Finally brought down 7 15 yards later by West. And again, the Bears move the chains. They have dominated the Lions here at the Pontiac Silverdome, to the chagrin of Lions fans. So far, it's been all Bears. No Lions and Tigers and Bears. The Lions haven't showed up. Musso and Harper are your split backs for the Bears. 4-3 man coverage for the Lions. Avellini. It's Harper. Harper to the right.
Second down.
Picks up 4 yards on the counter right. Sanders on the stop for the Lions. 2nd and 6. 12:22 left in the half. 14-0 Bears. Harper and Payton are your backs. They're staggered to the right. Man coverage 4-3 for the Detroit Lions. Avellini, play action, pumps, throws underneath to Harper, and he is nailed in the backfield. Swarmed under by the front 7 of the Lions. That will be a loss of 1. He is knocked out of bounds. Third and 7 from the Detroit 34. Bears go 4 wide. Rivera, I think I called him Rivers by accident. Rivera and Scott to the top. Schubert and Bashnagel to the bottom. Payton, the lone setback. They might go draw here with Sweetness. Again, everyone up in that box for the Lions. No safety help. 3-4 defense. Avellini throws. Incomplete. Linebackers did an excellent job of read and reacting, cutting off the passing lanes for Avellini. Pass was intended for Scott. O'Neal on the coverage. Remember, O'Neal had a pickoff that was nullified by a defensive penalty earlier in the game. The Bears would go on to score a touchdown on that drive. So the Lions hold. Parsons will punt from about midfield. He'll try to pin the Lions back. Parson angles for the sideline, and it's going to go out inside the 5. Good job by Parsons. 30-yard punt out of bounds. Lions will take over 1st and 10 at their 4. King and Kane are the backs in their end zone. Jarvis and Hill your wideouts. Hill, number 81's the tight end. Greg Landry under center. 4-3 man coverage for the Bears. The Bears have definitely shown their teeth and claws in this game on defense. Landry to throw. Complete to Hill. He's got the first down as he races to the sideline. Knocked out of bounds after a 15-yard gain. Lions 1st and 10 at their 19. King and Kane. Staggered backfield more towards the right. Man coverage. 4 down linemen for the Bears. It's a blitz. Kane runs right into the blitz, struggles for a yard. Bryant is credited with the tackle. RF has joined us here at the game. Hope all is well. 2nd and 9 for the Lions at their 20. Landry to throw. And out to Jarvis.
Third down, penalty.
Picks up 4, but again, a yellow hanky litters the field. And again, it's Detroit shooting their toes off. Illegal receiver downfield, so an offensive lineman got a little too yippy. Penalty accepted. 2nd and 14 now for the Lions, as the bus is going backwards. Kane and King your backs, Jarvis and Hill your wideouts. Number 81 Hill is the tight end. 4-3 two deep zone for the Lions. What will Greg Landry do here? Landry to throw. He has time. Deep. Complete to Hill, the tight end. Near their 40. It's a pickup of 25. Gary Fensick on the tackle. That was a huge pitch and catch from Landry to Hill. 1st and 10. Lions to the line of scrimmage. Kane goes off the field. 89 Blue becomes a slot receiver. 4-3 man coverage for the Bears. It's a blitz. Landry throws. Complete to Hill again, the tight end. They're finding some seams now in that Bears defense. It was an all-out blitz. Lions, the offensive line did a pretty good job blocking. and Landry stood tall in that pocket. Back-to-back receptions by Hill, and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at the Chicago 49. First time they have had a foray into Bear territory. King and Kane are your split backs for the Lions. Man coverage, 4 down linemen for the Bears. Landry, it's a give to Kane. Kane cuts it back to the middle on the counter right, picks up 2, brought down by Hicks and friends. 2nd and 8, 8:35 left in the first half. A first half of dominance for the Bears. They lead 14-0 in this first place matchup in Week 11 for the NFC Central, black and blue division. Kane and Bussey are your backs. Zone coverage 2 deep for the Bears. Landry to throw, a lot of time. He throws to the out, complete to Jarvis, number 45. A one-handed grab, and he is tackled by Fensick. So Landry tossing the magic bean around quite well. 1st and 10 at the Bear 32. Lions threatening to put some points on the board. They trail by 2 scores. Landry assesses the situation. It's a 4-3, 2-deep zone. Landry to throw. Underneath to King, the safety valve. And the running back picks up 5 yards, brought down by Hicks. Landry really in command of this drive so far. 2nd and 5 for the Lions at the Bear 27. Man coverage for Chicago. 4 down linemen, and they have a tight split. Kane and King are the running backs for the Lions on 2nd and 5. Landry to throw to the middle. No good.
3rd down.
Pass was intended for King. He escaped the backfield but could not escape the coverage of Hicks. 3rd and 5 for the Lions. Lions go with a 4 wide out set. King the lone setback. Hill in blue to the bottom of the screen. Thompson and Jarvis to the top. Landry under center. Bears playing a dangerous game here. No safety help. 3-4. Mano-y-mano across the board. Landry to throw. Incomplete. Pass intended for Hill was a little bit behind him, but Livers had good coverage there. 4th and 5. And here's Mickemeyer to attempt a field goal. 44 yards. Trying to put the Lions on the board and cut the Bears' lead. The snap. The hold by Danielson. Mickemeyer strikes it. And it's good! Mickemeyer bangs through the field goal of 44 yards. And Detroit is on the board. They now trail by 11. Chicago 14, Detroit 3. Mickemeyer will kick off with 7:07 left in the half. Mickemeyer strikes the ball. Bears setting up for a return. From the goal line comes Best. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and finally brought down near the sideline. A 30-yard return by Best. Bears take over 1st and 10 at their 31. I formation. Harper the up back. Payton behind him. Bashnagel and Scott out wide. Latta is the tight end. He's having a very good game. Avellini under center. It's a 3-4 man coverage for the Lions. Avellini gives it to Payton. Payton to the left. Picks up 2. Good job by the front 7, swarming Sweetness. 2nd and 8 from the Chicago 33. Again, I formation for the Bears. Zone coverage this time for the Lions. Avellini to Payton. Payton to the left again. Picks up 2. 3rd and 6. Mitchell on the tackle for Detroit. Bears go 3 wideouts. Bashnagel and Schubert to the top. Latta, the tight end, and Scott, the receiver, to the bottom. Avellini in shotgun. Payton right next to him. You could run a draw with Payton here. And again, Lions playing a dangerous game of no safety help. Everyone up in the box. 3-4 defense. Man. And there's the draw to Payton. And Payton is stopped. Payton is stopped. Excellent job by the Lions linebackers Lasovic will be credited with the tackle, but it was the linebackers really just doing a good job of read and reacting. They were looking past, but they did not. It was actually a trap play, not a draw. It looked like a delayed handoff to me, though. Only a 3-yard gain. The Lions defense holds. 4th and 3, just over 5 to play in the first half. Parsons to punt from his 22. So a good job by the Lions defense. Parsons punts. And here comes Dick Duran down the sideline. Picks up 5. Lions take over 1st and 10 at their 30. 4:56 to play in the first half of football. Chicago 14, Detroit 3. Landry under center, 4 wide out set. Hill and Blue to the bottom, Thompson and Jarvis to the top. Horace King the lone setback. 4-3 zone coverage for the Bears. It's a pitch to King,
Second down.
and he picks up 4. Tackled by Bryant. 2nd and 6 from the Lion 34. King and Kane are your split backs now in this 2 wide receiver, 1 tight end set. Zone coverage for the Bears. Landry, play action fake, throws underneath to Horace King.
Third down.
He'll pick up another 4 yards, and once again tackled by Bryant. 3rd and 2, how do you do from the Detroit 38? 3:41 and counting in the first half. Chicago 14, Detroit 3. Bussey and Kane are your split backs. Everyone up in the box for the Bears on 3rd and 2. They're expecting run. It's a run to Kane, and he is brought down in the backfield. 4-yard loss. The Bears blew that play up. And once again, the man of the moment is Bryant with a lot of help from his friends. 4th and 6, and Summers will punt. Just over 3 to play in the first half. From the 20 comes Waltershed. An 11-yard return on a 45-yard punt. 2:57 left in the first half. Bears have all 3 timeouts and an 11-point lead. Musso and Harper are your split backs. Bashnagel and Scott are your wideouts. Lott is the tight end. Avellini under center looking at a 4-3 man coverage. Bob Avellini, it's a blitz. They give it to Musso. Musso busts through the initial line of defense and picks up 6. Namoff on the tackle of Musso. Again, it was an all-out run blitz. Good job of the Bears offensive line just giving Musso a seam, and he picked up 6 yards. 2nd and 4. Peyton comes back in. Musso goes to the sideline. So it's Harper and Peyton in the backfield. Zone coverage, 4 down linemen for the Lions on 2nd down. It's a give to Peyton. Peyton goes to the
Third
left.
down.
Picks up 2. English on the stop. Chicago's in a hurry up. Schubert in the slot, and they won't get the playoff. It's a 2-minute warning. With 2 minutes to go in the first half, Chicago leads Detroit in this battle for NFC Central supremacy, 14-3. We now take a station identification break. This is Al Red Sox Fan, and you're watching and listening to this game on the Al Red Sox Fan YouTube channel. It's Pro Strategy Football 2021, our 1977 What If Joe Namath replay. That will be the last game of Week 11, a game we will play. I coach Namath and the Rams, so look forward to that. If you're enjoying the stream, please strike that like button. If you haven't subscribed and would like to, please do so. If you have subscribed, hit the bell notification so you know when we go live. I greatly appreciate your time and hope you're enjoying it. Jim L. has joined us here at the football field. Hope all is well, my friend. Mr. Jim L. 3rd and 2, Avellini and shotgun. Peyton next to him. Schubert and Bashnagel to the top of the screen. Scott to the bottom. Ladd is the tight end. Everyone up in the box for the Lions. Third and 2. Avellini screen, no good. He threw behind Walter Payton, behind and high. Incomplete. 4th and 2. The Lions will get the ball back pending a turnover or a penalty with 151 or most likely less and 3 timeouts. Parsons will punt from about his 24. Parson gets the punt off. Lions set for a return from the 18. Duran and not much farther. 40-yard punt, 2-yard return, ball spotted at the Lion 22. 1:45 left in the first half of football. Bears 14, Lions 3. 4 wide receivers set for the Detroit Lions. Greg Landry, the UMass grad, under center. Kings, the lone setback. Hill and Blue to the top. Jarvis and Thompson to the bottom against man coverage. Nickel for the Bears. Landry under duress throws a quick out off his back foot intended for Hill. It was the pressure right in Landry's face. He could not set and throw. 2nd and 10 from the Lion 22 for Detroit. Blue and Hill come in. Number 81, Hill's at tight end. Blue's a slot receiver, 89. King the lone setback. Zone coverage, 4 down linemen for the Bears. Landry to throw again. Has time. To the sideline. Caught by Hill! I believe that is J.D. Hill. I get the tight ends with the receivers mixed up. Same last name. They beat zone coverage to the sideline. That's where zone coverage really doesn't help you because the zone can't get there in time most of the time. That's where you want to attack the zone coverage. First and 10 at the Lion 44. Again, 3 wide receivers set. King the lone setback. Blue in the slot. 4 down linemen for the Bears. This could be man coverage or a 3-deep zone here. Landry to throw. I think it's a 3-deep zone. Deep middle. Complete to Hill, the tight end. He's racing towards the end zone, but brought down near the 20. A gain of 35. Landry to Hill. And Gary Fensick goes limping off the field for the Bears. Spivey comes in at strong safety. Detroit hoveys to the line of scrimmage. Landry and shotgun. 4 wide receivers set. Landry complete. Oh, it's complete to Hill. But the Bears pop him. The ball comes loose. And a promising drive comes to an end with the Bears having the pigskin. What a play by the Bears defense. Here is a replay in slow motion. Landry really throwing the ball well. And that is number 81, the tight end, Hill. He makes a fabulous catch, but as he turns to try to take it upfield, he is nailed by a Bear defender. The pigskin pops loose, and Chicago comes away with it. A huge play for the Bears defense, denying Detroit a score. 1:04 left in the half. Bears have it 1st and 10 at their 13. Peyton alone setback. 4 wide receivers. Rivera and Scott to the top. Schubert and Bashnagel to the bottom. Again, Detroit playing a dangerous game of a 4-3 man-to-man coverage. No safety help. Avellini looking to throw. Sideline. Complete to Scott. He is tackled. Gain of 17. Tackle made by West. Chicago uses their first timeout. They have 2 left. 58 seconds left in the half. I formation. Harper and Peyton. Again, this could be either man coverage or a 3-deep zone. I think it's a 3-deep zone for the Lions. Avellini under duress. Avellini scrambles, but he's brought down in the backfield. 2-yard loss. Sack is recorded by English. Chicago uses their second timeout. They have 1 left, 54 seconds left in the half. Avellini on 2nd and 12 in shotgun. Peyton next to him. Scott to the top of the screen with the tight end Lotta. Schubert and Bashnagel to the bottom of the screen. Man coverage for the Lions. It's nickel. And I believe the Bear delay a game on Chicago. That backs up the bus some more. 2nd and 17. Avellini under center. Schubert to the slot now. Peyton, the lone back. Looks like a 3-deep zone for the Lions. Avellini with time. No pressure. Throws. Incomplete.
Third down.
Pass was intended for Brian Bashnagel along the sideline. And again, that 3 deep zone, you see Ed O'Neill, the linebacker, getting back there to clog up the passing lane. 3rd and 17, 49 seconds left in the half. Chicago up 14-3. Avellini in shotgun. Avellini, lots of time. Throw, sideline, too far.
4th down.
Pass intended for Bashnagel, incomplete. High and out of bounds. That will bring out Parsons to punt with 41 seconds. Remember, the Lions have all 3 timeouts. Parsons will punt from about his 8. Will the Lions bring the heat? Parsons to punt. Lions set for the return. And it's Dick Duran, and not much there at all. Excellent coverage on the high punt of 41 yards. Only a 2-yard return by Duran. 35 seconds left in the half. 3 timeouts for the Lions. Landry's in shotgun. Horace King next to him. Jarvis to the top of the screen, along with Hill, the tight end who fumbled, costing the Lions a possible score on the prior drive. Blue and Hill, the wideout, to the bottom. Bears playing a dangerous game. Man coverage, no safety help. Everyone up in the box. Shotgun snap to Greg Landry. Landry under duress. He avoids the rush. He throws complete to Horace King out of the backfield for 15 yards. Hicks on the tackle. And the Lions use their first timeout. They have 2 left. 29 seconds left in the half. They're trying to put up a score. They trail by 11. Blues in the slot. Bussey is the lone running back. 2 deep zone coverage for the Bears. Landry against the nickel. Zips it down the sideline. Oh!
Second down.
Diving attempt by numbers 86 Hill. He had a step on Plank, incomplete. 2nd and 10, 22 seconds left in the half. Again, a 2 deep zone coverage for the Bears. Landry in shotgun. Here's the snap. Landry to the sideline, incomplete.
3rd down.
Pass intended for Hill. Livers covered him. Gary Fensick is going to come back on the field for the Bears. He's A-OK. 3rd and 10, 16 seconds left in the half. Hill in blue to the top. Number 81, the tight end, Hill to the bottom, along with 45, Jarvis. King with Landry in shotgun formation. This is, I think, a prevent defense here. With 16 seconds. Landry looking, scrambles, and he is sacked!
4th down. Out of bounds.
7-yard loss, and he is knocked out of bounds. 4th and 17, 10 seconds to go. Summers to punt. This should be the last play of the first half. The return by Watershit. 5-yard return on a 44-yard punt. One last play. Avellini gives it to Musso. Musso brought down behind the line of scrimmage by Orvis, and that ends the first half of football. It was dominant by the Bears, but the Lions had their chances. Turnovers and penalties cost them. 14-3 as we will begin the third quarter in moments. We stop for a station identification break. You're watching and listening to Pro Strategy Football 2021-1977 What If Joe Namath replay. This is a PC versus PC game, featured game of Week 11 on the Red Sox Fan YouTube channel. If you're enjoying the stream, smack that like button. If you want to subscribe and you haven't, please do so. And if you do subscribe, please hit the bell for notification when we go live and come enjoy the fun. I'd like to say thank you to Jim L., RF, the original Grognard, Dave Gardner, Wardrobe Plays World War II, Jimmy Green Legion, who was in here earlier, Clinton Parks, and Fan-O-Matic. Now we begin the second half of football. Bears up by 11 in this battle for NFC Central supremacy. First place Bears 7-3, the second place Lions 6-4. Playoff hopes and dreams could move forward or be shattered here in Week 11. Mickemeyer to kick off to the Bears to start off the third quarter. Bears setting up for the return. From the goal line comes Bashnagel. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and brought down by Mickermeyer. He made a desperate dive at Bashnagel's ankles and tripped him up. Bears take over 1st and 10 on their 35. 3 wide out set with Schubert in the slot. Scott and Bashnagel out wide. Lotta is the tight end. Peyton, the lone setback. Zone coverage for the Lions. Pitch to Peyton. Peyton gains the end and picks up the first down. 10 yards for Walter Payton on the pitch right. The Lions were playing pass. 1st and 10 for the Bears at their 45. Harper comes back on. He's in the backfield with Payton. Split backfield. 3-4, 2 deep zone coverage for the Lions. It's a give to Harper. Harper bounces to the out. Not much there. 1 yard gain. Tackled by Orvis. Lions reacted much better. They're playing zone, looking pass, but smothered the counter left on the run. 2nd and 9 for the Bears. Schubert comes on the field. He's in the slot. Harper goes off. Payton the lone setback on 2nd and 9. Man coverage 4-3 for the Lions. Avellini, Payton, first down and more! It's a big run for Walter Payton as he invades Lion territory. It's a pickup of 20. Finally brought down by Johnson at the Detroit 34. And again, the Lions looking pass. 1st and 10. Bears have it at the Detroit 34. Harper, the up back. Payton behind him. 4-3 man coverage for the Lions. Avellini gives it to Harper. Harper bounces, spins, and lunges forward for 4 yards. Weaver will be credited with the tackle. 2nd and 6, opening drive of the 3rd quarter. Bears up 14-3. Harper and Payton in the split backfield. Zone coverage, 4 down linemen for the Lions on 2nd down. Avellini to throw. Lots of time. To the middle. Complete to Lotta! Brought down at the 5. 24-yard gain for the Bears. Avellini to Lotta. I'd like to buy a vowel, please. Dick Duran on the touchdown saving tackle for the moment. Joining us here at the Pontiac Silverdome in Michigan. TribesFan879. Check out that wonderful YouTube channel for Stratomatic Card and Dice, Baseball, and Super Bowl Tournament, a.k.a. Mike in the Truck. Link provided on the page and in the chat of Mike in the Truck's website. He creates many free mod seasons to go with Pro Strategy Football 2021. So please check out that link if you're interested in the game, and also subscribe to those 2 wonderful channels. You won't go wrong. 1st and goal for the Bears, really trying to put the screws to the Lions. Ball spotted at the 6. Musso and Harper are the split backs. 4-3 man coverage for the Lions. Avellini, Musso on the sweep. Musso cuts it back to the middle. No gain. 2nd and goal. Musso goes off the field. Harper and Payton are your backs now. Scott and Bashnagel out wide. Latta's the tight end. Everyone up in the box for the Lions. They're playing run. It's a give to Harper. Harper plunges towards the middle, and he is stood up straight and brought down. No gain. 3rd and goal. Lions stiffening. 10:23 to play in the 3rd quarter. 4 wide receivers set. Bashnagel, the lone wide out to the top of the screen. Will they throw a fade to Bashnagel? Barney on him. To the bottom, Schubert, Scott, and Rivera. Walter Payton, Sweetness, the lone running back. Will Sweetness score? Avellini takes the snap. Gives it to Payton. Touchdown! Walter Payton! What a quick shimmy sham move, and the beautiful acceleration into the end zone. It is 20-3 Chicago. Here's the replay in slow motion. Watch the shimmy sham move. What a quick move by Payton. And then it's boom! Right into that end zone. 6-yard Nestea plunge for Payton. Sweetness with the score. Thomas for the extra point. Phipps to hold. It's good. 21-3. And boy, those missed opportunities by the Lions are looking huge right now. Thomas to kick off. 10:19 left in the third quarter. Lions setting up for a return. From the end zone comes Eddie Payton, brother of Walter. He's past the 20, 25, 30. And that's where he's brought down. 29-yard return by Eddie Payton. Lions take over 1st and 10 at their 30. 10:06 left in the third quarter. They trail 21-3. I formation, Kane and King. Hill and Jarvis, your wideouts. Number 81, Hill is the tight end. Man coverage, 4 down linemen for the Bears. Landry to throw. He hits the tight end, Hill, on a quick hitter. 3 yards, tackled by Fensick. 2nd and 7 now for the Lions. Landry in shotgun. 3 wide receivers set. King next to him. Bears daring him to throw over the top. Everyone up in the box. Mano-y-mano. Shotgun snap to Greg Landry. Landry throws. Quick hitter to Blue. Not much at all. Not much at all. Rives wrapped him up and riveted him to the turf. Only a gain of 1. 3rd and 6 for the Lions at their 34. Blue in the slot. King the lone setback. Four down linemen, man coverage, nickel. Landry takes a snap. It's a blitz. He throws to the flat. Incomplete. He was trying to hit King, but the pressure right in his face, and he really couldn't set to throw the ball. 4th down, and Summers will punt. Summers gets a punt off. 8:43 and counting in the third quarter. And no return for the Bears. No return. Good high punt. Avellini and the Bears offense starts 1st and 10 at their 29, and they're going to stretch out this Lions defense. They're feeling their oats. Bashnagel to the top of the screen. Rivera, Scott, and Schubert to the bottom. Payton, Walter Payton, the lone setback. Avellini, screen to Payton. Payton is brought down. It's almost like the Lions knew that play was coming. No gain. O'Neal on the tackle. 2nd and 10, 7:58 and counting in the third quarter. Schubert in the slot. Payton the lone setback against a 4-3 zone coverage for the Lions. Payton to the right, and he will grind for 4 yards. O'Neal on the stop again. 3rd and 6 for the Bears at their 33. Avellini in shotgun. Payton next to him. Scott to the top. Schubert and Bashnagel to the bottom. The dangerous Greg Lotta at tight end. He's had a lot of yards today. Shotgun snap. No safety help. It's an all-out blitz. Screen to Payton! And he is brought down. Minus a yard. As that blitz totally disrupted the screen. Had Payton been able to catch the pass, which he did, but it was a floater for sure, as Avellini had the pressure in his face. Had they been able to execute, there was a lot of green turf in front of Sweetness. Instead, the Bears will punt. Parsons will punt from about his 16. 6:40 to go in the third quarter. And Eddie Payton on a minimal return of 4. Lions 1st and 10 at their 34. They need a touchdown badly. Jarvis and Hill are your wideouts. Kane and King your split backs. Number 81, Hill is the tight end. Man coverage, 4 down linemen for the Bears. Landry. Oh, the Bears jumped. So it'll be 1st and 5 at the Detroit 39. Landry pitches to Horace King. He gains the corner. And he picks up 4. Newsom brought him down. It'll be 2nd and 1 for the Lions at their 43. Lions break the huddle to the line of scrimmage. Landry back to pass to the middle. Complete to Hill. Gain of 16. Fensick on a big hit, but could not dislodge Hill from the ball. Hill has fumbled once already, the tight end. Blue is in the slot. King the lone setback on 1st and 10. Lions at the Bear 41. Man coverage, 4 down linemen. That's a wide split. Will they run a trap with King? Landry, nope. That's a sweep, and that was destined for disaster. 1 yard loss. King is knocked out of bounds. 2nd and 11. King and Kane are the split backs. Landry barks out the signals under center. Man coverage for the Bears. Landry gives it to Kane on the sweep. He struggles for 4. Doug Buffon brings him down. 3rd and 7 from the Chicago 38. Landry in shotgun. Man coverage. No safety help for the Bears. Jarvis to the top of the screen. Hill and Blue to the bottom. King next to Landry. Here's the shotgun snap. Landry looking. Throws complete to Hill, but well short of the first down. They needed 7. They got 2. Excellent coverage by Buffon, who also makes the tackle. And on 4th and 5 with 3:31 left in the third quarter, Summers will punt and try to pin the Bears back in the shadow of their own end zone. Summers angling for the end, out of bounds. And too much oomph. Too much oomph. It is a touchback. Bears take over 1st and 10 at their 20. 3:25 to play in the third quarter. 4 wide receivers set. Rivera, Scott, and Schubert to the top. Bashnagel to the bottom. Musso the lone setback. Everyone up in the box for the Lions, and Musso is brought down in the backfield by Sanders and company. 2nd and 11. Harper and Payton are your backs now. 4-3, 2 deep zone coverage for the Lions. Avellini looking to throw, rolls a bit, throws complete to Scott. Medium hitch. Scott turned and the ball was right there. Gain of 15. Avellini having quite a good game. Just over 2 to play in the third quarter. Schubert in the slot, Payton the lone setback. Again, man coverage for the Lions. It's a blitz. Screen to Payton. Payton takes it upfield towards the sideline, and he picks up 5. 2nd and 5. Under 2 minutes of play in the third quarter. Payton and Harper the split backs. Avellini a quick hitter. Incomplete. Again, trying to hit Scott in stride. Johnson was all over that pass play. 3rd and 5, 1:25 left, third quarter. Bears 21, Lions 3 in a battle for NFC Central supremacy here at the Pontiac Silverdome in Michigan. It's a give to Payton. Payton bounces, and he's close to the first. It was a trap play. It was plugged up. Payton spinned and then bounced to the right. Picked up 4, 4th and 1. Bears don't even think about it. They're going to punt the ball. Under a minute to play in the oh, my God! The Lions just kiboshed Parsons. That's going to give the Bears a first down as the Lions' frustrations continue. Here's the replay in slow motion. Parsons gets the punt off and then is duly punched in the face. Bam! Oh, lucky that Lion player was not thrown out of the game. But Parsons goes groggy to the sideline, and the Bears have a first down. As they're just saying that ran into the kicker only 5 yards, that was enough. They practically murdered the kicker. All right, 43 seconds left in the third quarter. Lions, opportunities lost and penalties. That's what they'll talk about in the sports section here in Michigan. If the Lions proceed on and lose. And that's what it looks like now. Harper and Payton are your backs. Man coverage for the Lions. Avellini screen to Payton. Payton brought down. No gain. Good job by the Lions blowing up that screenplay to sweetness. Flag on the play. Dead ball foul. Unbelievable. That's going to be on the Lions, and it will make it 2nd and 5. 3 seconds left in the third quarter. Musso and Harper, your split backs. Lions, 4 down linemen. Man coverage. And it's Harper up the middle. No gain. It'll be 3rd and 5 as we start the final 15 minutes of football. We take a station identification break. You're watching and listening on the Al Red Sox Fan YouTube channel of our presentation of Pro Strategy Football 2021. 1977 Joe Namath What If replay. This is a PC versus PC game, featured game of Week 11. If you're enjoying the stream, smack that like button. If you haven't subscribed and you'd like to, please do so. And if you are a subscriber, hit the bell for notification when we go live. And also check out the wonderful content creators in our community. Final 15 minutes of football. 3rd and 5. Bears up 21-3, trying to keep that stranglehold on first place in the NFC Central. Rivera and Scott to the top. Schubert and Bashnagel to the bottom. Peyton the lone setback on 3rd and 5. Everyone up in the box for the Lions. It's a pitch to Peyton, and he is brought down as they try to punch the ball out of his arms. He holds on to it. It is a loss of 1. Namath on the tackle. Parsons the punt. Will they kill him again? No, he gets the punt off. Angling towards the sidelines, and it will go out inside the 10. Excellent punt by Parsons. Lions trail 21-3, take over 1st and 10 at their 9. They have to score, and score some more. Landry needs a big play here. It's a give to Kane. He'll pick up 4. That's not going to get it done. They'll spot it a 5-yard gain. 2nd and 5, again split backfield. Landry, quick hitter. He was looking for a quick slant to Hill, the wideout. Incomplete. Livers on the coverage. So a big 3rd and 5. Landry and shotgun. Bussey next to him. Jarvis to the top of the screen. Blue and Hill to the bottom. Number 81, Hill, the tight end. This could be nickel man or 3-deep zone. Complete to Jarvis, but it's not enough. They needed 5. They got 4. Livers on the tackle. And once again, Summers will punt from his 2. Bears should have great field position here. From the 35 comes Watershed. He'll pick up 5 on the 45-yard punt. Bears take over 1st and 10 at their 42. David Cathy has joined us at the game. Hope all is well. Peyton the lone setback. I think the Bears will try to run clock here. No! Avellini to throw. Oh, that's a questionable play call. Looking for Latta, though Avellini and Latta have had a big game today. 2nd and 10, clock stopped. Harper and Peyton, the splitbacks. And now Peyton gets the ball, and Peyton fumbles! This time, they stuff him, and as he was up in the air, someone bashed the ball out of his hands, but yet, again, a yellow hanky litters the field, and these have pretty much gone against Detroit. And this time, it is on Chicago, personal foul. After the play, tack on some yardage. So the Lions take over after the Walter Payton fumble and the personal foul, as there was some pushing and shoving and a punch looked to be thrown by the Bears. Landry under center, 3 wide out set with Blue in the slot. King the lone setback. Man coverage for the Bears. It's a pitch to Horace King, and he goes nowhere but down for a 3-yard loss as a very angry Doug Buffone slams him to the turf. 2nd and 13 for the Lions at the Chicago 30. Single back is King. Blue once again in the slot. Man coverage for the Bears. Landry to throw. They pick up the rush. Landry incomplete.
3rd down.
Pass intended for Jarvis. 3rd and 13. Hill and Jarvis are your wideouts. Blue is in the slot. Number 81, Hill is the tight end. King is the lone setback. Zone coverage for the Bears on 3rd and 13. Greg Landry to throw. Middle. Intercepted by Gary Fensick. He's going back the other way and brought down near the 35. So back-to-back turnovers. The fumble by Peyton, but Gary Fensick bails out the Bears in sweetness with a pickoff of the UMass grad Greg Landry. And the Lions' day of woe continues. Harper and Peyton are your splitbacks. The Bears should start running clock with 11:52 to play in a 21-3 lead. Avellini, it's a sweep to Peyton. Peyton cannot gain the corner, and he's knocked out of bounds. 2 yards, and the clock stops. Again, Harper and Peyton in the backfield. Avellini It's a flea flicker. They're going for the kill. Avellini lofts it deep to the sideline. Complete to Scott. Out of bounds. Oh, my Lord. What a gutsy call. The flea flicker. Avellini to Scott for 28 yards. Here is the replay in slow motion. A thing of beauty. I don't know if I would have called this play, but the Bears did. Avellini all day in the world, and Bo Scott racing down the sideline with the Lions in frantic pursuit.
First down, out of bounds.
1st and 10 for the Bears, at the Lion 35. I formation. Peyton gets a breather. Harper's the up back. Musso behind him. It's a give to the up back. Harper, a lot of running room. First down. He's brought down near the 20.
First down.
Off tackle left. Man, did the Bears win the battle at the line, blowing the Lions defense right off the line and backwards. Duran on the touchdown saving tackle, 14-yard run by Harper. Musso goes to the sidelines. Peyton comes in. You have to remember when you're watching this game, when someone says there's 6 men on them, that the sim has already taken place and you're just watching the animation. I've brought that up with the developer, if they could improve that, and they're working on it. This is an excellent game at an excellent price. Visually stunning. There's a ton of strategy in this game. Very good game. Very good game. Action PC is a good game. Strat's a good game. But this is visually stunning when it comes to this type of sports sim game. Bears look to run clock. Pitch out to Peyton. Peyton will pick up 3 or 4. 4-yard gain. More importantly, stayed in bounds. 2nd and 6. Give to Peyton again. He goes left. Picks up no gain. No gain. Sanders torpedoes him. 3rd and 6. Avellini in shotgun. My God, he's throwing middle. Incomplete. These Bears are nuts. Oh, absolutely. It's still funny to watch. I'm not disagreeing with that. But just like in any sim game with animation, Out of the Ballpark does it too sometimes, where you ask, they ask you, do you want the guy to try to take, like, say, score? You say yes. And sometimes they don't even show it, and you have to watch the replay. So animation doesn't always match up. And, yeah, I would like to see them improve the animation a bit, because sometimes it does look like chickens running after, you know, like chickens just move, or kids playing soccer, little kids. But still an excellent game. Thomas will attempt the field goal, 34 yards. And he shanked it. And the Lions have something to celebrate just a bit. Still 21-3, 8:39 left in the game. Landry under center. They got to throw. Landry, the pocket collapses, and so does Greg Landry. Tackled and sacked by Newsome. 8:01 left in the game. Landry, why are they running the ball? Kane's going to get knocked out of bounds. That's the only good news on that. 3rd and 13. 4 wide receivers set. King the lone setback. Landry's going to be sacked again as the Bears just bearing down on him. Landry taking a beating. 4th and 21. Detroit's going for it on 4th and 21. Why not? Deep middle. Intercepted by Ellis. Now the Bears looking to run clock. Harper, a big run.
First down.
Counter right, picks up 10. Weaver on the tackle. The nightmare continues for the Lions. Pitch out to Peyton. Peyton zigging, zagging. He's close to a first. They'll spot it just short. Another sweet run by the man they called Sweetness, Walter Payton. 2nd and 1, under 6 to play. Pitch to Musso. Musso will not get the first down. He loses a yard. Lem Barney on the tackle. 3rd and 2, I formation, run package. And Peyton brought down hard in the backfield. Loss of 3. Thomas gets another opportunity for a field goal here. Phipps to hold. Will Thomas shank one again? He does! 1 left, 1 right. And Jack Pardee is not a happy camper. And here comes Greg Landry. Landry, middle, complete to Blue, out of bounds.
Second down, out of bounds.
4:14 left in the game. Landry needs something big here to the sideline, complete to Hill. Hill getting close to midfield. He's tackled by Livers. Detroit in a hurry up, 3:50 and counting. Shotgun snap to Landry, zone coverage. Screen to King. King picks up 4, out of bounds, 2nd and 6, 3:42 to play. Again, Landry in shotgun against zone coverage. To the middle, complete to King. Clock going tick, 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 3rd and 1. Detroit in the hurry up. Landry to throw on 3rd and 1. Middle, deep, complete to the tight end Hill. And he busts his way to the sideline. Out of bounds, 15 yards. I formation. Landry's got to throw and throw some more. Complete to Hill again.
First down, out of
The
bounds.
tight end doing a beautiful job, but it's that fumble in the first half that will prove very costly. Landry in shotgun, 3:08 to play. Landry pumps, throws underneath on the
Second
short.
down.
It looked like a short little release for Bussey, incomplete. Landry back to pass, rolls a bit, throws complete to Horace King. He cannot gain the pylon, but he picks up 17, 1st and goal at the 3, 2:57. Lions, Horace King takes the nasty plunge. And it's now 21-9. Here's the replay. That was quite a drive by the Lions, but it could be
Touchdown.
a bit too late. Mickemeyer to kick, Danielson to hold, and he shanks the extra point. We have seen some crappy field goal kicking in this game. 21-9. You got to go onside kick here. Mickemeyer, here's the onside. And Chicago recovers it. They were looking for it. Now they need to run clock. Pitch to Harper. Harper, big run.
First down.
Lions call timeout. They have 2 left. I formation. Harper again. Bounces to the outside. He'll pick up 4.
Second down.
2nd and 6. Lions use their second timeout. It's a give to Walter Payton. Payton plunges to the middle on the trap play. Picks up 2. Tackled by O'Neal. Lions use their last timeout. 3rd and 4. Avellini. Tight end reverse. And Lotta brought down for a 3-yard loss. Thomas to attempt a field goal,
2 minutes
but they
warning.
take it to the 2-minute warning. Phipps to hold. Thomas strikes it. Did he get all of it? He sure did, and he missed again. 3 missed field goals in a row for Thomas. That will not bode well if you're a Bears fan. If the Bears do make the playoffs, and it looks like they will. Holy cow, he just missed his 3rd field goal in his 3rd consecutive attempt. 1:54 left in the game. Landry and the Lions have it. Throw to Hill. Hill racing towards the sideline. I don't know if he got there.
First down.
No, he didn't. Buffon tackled him in bounds. Lions in a hurry up. Clock going tick, tick, tick. Landry back to pass. Under duress. Throws to the sideline. Caught by Hill. Again, he can't get out. 2nd and 1. Lions rush to the line of scrimmage. Just over a minute to play. Landry's got to throw it deep. He pumps. Fires to the sideline. Incomplete. Stopping the clock with 1:03 left. It's a give to Bussey. They pick up the 1st down. They got to hurry to the line of scrimmage now. They do. 43 seconds. Shotgun. King. That's a horrible play call, but he does get out of bounds. No gain. 2nd and 7. J.D. Hill, the wideout. So David Hill's the tight end. I get them mixed up. Bolton comes in at split end. 38 seconds left. Screen to Kane. And he fumbles. How appropriate. Penalty, though. Penalty. Illegal block. That doesn't make sense. Oh, it's after. It's got to be after the fumble. Illegal block, Chicago. Detroit accepts Chicago. Yeah, it's after the fumble. Okay, it's still Chicago ball. This game's over. as Avellini in victory formation will take a knee,
Second down.
and the clock will go tick, 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 and the Bears will have a stranglehold on first place in the black and blue division, the NFC Central. The Lions still have hope of trying to get a wild card, as the NFC has a log jam at wild card. Only one wild card in each conference. And that's a ball game. So the Bears win 21-9. A lot of shoddy play by the Lions. Penalties and turnovers did prove costly, but the Bears played well and deserved to win. As the game is spinning, and there we go. So Chicago wins 21-9. They now go to 8-3. Detroit drops to 6-5. There is one game left in Week 11, and it is our beloved Los Angeles Rams who we play as. Joe Namath, What If Replay, 9-1, traveling to Cleveland, 4-6. We'll have that sometime coming up in the next week. Let's quickly just take a look at the standings with the Rams game yet to be played. Dallas, 8-3. Let's just look at the NFC quick. And then the AFC. Dallas, 8-3. They're going to make the playoffs. Philadelphia and New York battling for a wild card. They're both 6-5. Chicago's 8-3. They're going to make the playoffs. It's only a 14-week season. And now, Minnesota back into play as they're 6-5. Minnesota, the only team to beat the Rams. They kicked the snot out of us. And Detroit, 6-5. Minnesota, though, it's going to break Minnesota's way. Well, it's going to go conference. 6-4 Philadelphia, 5-4. Philadelphia's got a shot here at the wild card. They're 6-4 in conference, and I believe that comes into play. Rams we're gonna make it at 9-1, and New Orleans is 6-5. So there's a log jam with 3 weeks to play in 1977. Let's go to the AFC. Miami's 10-1. Right now they have home field advantage throughout the playoffs. New England 8-3, Baltimore 8-3, Cincinnati's 8-3. They're the Central Division winners, most likely. Cleveland, Pittsburgh, and Houston all with losing records. Denver's 9-2. They're going to make the playoffs. Oakland 7-4. They need some help because the Patriots are 8-3 and they're 7-3 in conference. They have the advantage over the Colts if they win out. So they would be the wild card. Obviously, Oakland, it's going to be tough for Oakland. They're 7-4 in conference. And they're a game back. Those are your playoff possibilities. One more time. Chicago with a huge win in Week 11. They defeat Detroit 21-9. They're in command of the NFC Central. I'd like to thank everyone for joining us. Celebrity Bikini, a.k.a. Jake Cruz. Super Bowl Tournament says, can you show us league leaders? Yes, we can. Yes, we can. And then I have to get ready for Wicked Tuna. That's what Nurse Teresa and I watch every Sunday night. Okay, let's go back. And back. League leaders. I don't know what the hell that means. Passing. Quarterback rating. Joe Namath leads the league in quarterback rating, 89.54. He has 11 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Touchdown passing leader, Bob Greasy with 20. Yards, Bradshaw on a losing Steeler team, 2,644 yards. That's for the whole league. Now let's look at rushing. Yards, Walter Payton of Chicago, 1,332 yards, 5.2 a carry, 7 touchdowns. Rushing touchdown leader, Tony Dorsett, the rookie out of Pitt, 8 rushing touchdowns. Average, Walter Payton, 5.2. Most carries, Walter Payton, 258. Now let's look receiving. Reception yards. Wesley Walker, the Jets, he's almost at 1,000, 955. Darryl Stingley of the Patriots, when it comes to average, 17.6 yards per reception. Receiving touchdowns, Dowdy of Baltimore with 8, Swan of Pittsburgh with 8, and Nat Moore of Miami with 8. Defense, leading tackler is the linebacker Kearney of the St. Louis Cardinals. The sacks leader, we have 3 at 15. Humphreys, defensive lineman for Atlanta. Ed Too Tall Jones, 15 for the Cowboys. And Harrison of the Eagles with 15. Interception leader, 3 at 6. Foley for Miami has 6 picks. Thomas of the Rams, with 6. That's our guy. And Miami, Johnson, the defensive back, with 6. So Miami has a stout defense. Fumble recoveries, St. Clair of Cleveland with 4. Dino Hall of Cleveland with 4. And Good of San Diego with 4. Defensive touchdowns, Chris, the strong safety for New Orleans, with 3 defensive touchdowns. Kicking, field goals attempted, Turner of Denver, that's Jim Turner, he made 22. What's the percentage? Tony Frisch for Houston is 19 of 19, 100%, 48 long. And points for a kicker, Jim Turner of Denver with 90. Punter, best punting average is Ray Guy of Oakland, 40.6. Kick returner, best average, Williams of San Francisco, 35.9. His long was 99. He has a touchdown. He has the only return for a touchdown in the league. Punt returners, average, best average, Kimbrough of Buffalo, 13.8. He has a touchdown. So does Moody of Buffalo. But the leading touchdown, Eddie Payton of Detroit, brother of Walter, has 2 punt returns for touchdown. So there's your leaderboard. And we will now end the stream. So thank you to Dave Gardner, Celebrity Bikini, Super Bowl Tournament, Jim L., David Cathy, TribesFan 879, Clinton Parks, the original Grognard, our good friend Devin, the OG, RF, our good friend Todd, Wardrobe Plays World War II, Jimmy Green Legion, who was in here earlier, and of course, Fan-O-Matic. Thank you for your time. Be safe. Be smart. I greatly appreciate your time. One more game for Week 11. And it's going to be Joe Namath against Cleveland in Cleveland. Bears with a big win over the Lions. They're now 8-3 and in command of the NFC Central. Till next time, God bless. You know what's coming, folks. Peace!